Hello everyone, I'm Jonty Ralphsmith from Craft of the Draft and doing a collaboration with Jaguar Media, having a chat to Caleb Windsor down at Kilsyth Recreation Reserve. Caleb, thanks for having a chat to us. Tell us about your champs firstly. A lot of people probably learnt about you and learnt a lot more about your name and what you're capable of through the champs. Coming into the champs, what were your goals? Obviously playing that wing position, you seem to really understand that role quite well.
Yeah, well, my main goal was to play every game, obviously.
Yeah.
And I kind of had a look at the wingers to see who I was, competing against, I guess, to get into the squad.
Yeah.
I kind of started from game one and then kind of took off from there and got better and better as the champs went on. So.
Yeah. Tell us about the confidence with which you play, because looking at the champs, it does look like you're a real confidence player. Looking at that game at RSCA Park, you started with that really impressive goal in front of the recruiters in the grandstand, and then were able to continue that form on, and you've been able to sort of play some similar footy for Eastern. Do you feel like you are that real confidence player?
Yeah, I think it's gradually built up as well, especially I started off a bit slow this season. Kind of gradually made my way, got better and better as the games got on. So yeah, I think I've built my confidence pretty well during the champs games.
Yeah, what is it that gives you confidence? What are your sort of key performance indicators, your KPIs when you do sort of go in?
I think just taking the game on, obviously one of my strengths is my speed, and just having a few run bounces each game that kind of builds it up a bit. But then also, my tackling pressure and defensive pressure, stuff like that.
Yeah. Tell us about that tackling and defensive side to your game. Is that something you feel like you've really added this year? The ability to not only tackle but then also get back in defensive 50 and provide that outlet for you?
Yeah, I think I've added that. I didn't really have it much last year, and I think added it a bit this year. As I said, slowly, gradually building it up and getting better and better.
What did pre-season look like for you? You obviously played a fair few games last year, but this year, like we talk about the defensive running, you've been able to seemingly build up your tank, and that's a real strength of yours. You talk about your run from a pace point of view, but also from an aerobic point of view. Is that something you really focused on in pre-season?
Well, obviously I had that ankle injury last year that set me back pretty bad. So I didn't end up training for pre-season last year, and then I gradually got back the start of this year. And just kind of try to get my strength back in my ankle, and I think that kind of just built up the speed and the distance running, stuff like that, which helped it. So.
How did that build up? How restricted were you in like the first month of the season even?
Yeah, so first month of the season it was still a little bit stiff, so I don't think I was really at my best.
Yeah.
Then I went back and did a bit of extra stuff with my ankle, and it got better and better, and then it kind of improved my speed again, and took me to another level.
And from that first month of the season, the kicking side of your game as well is probably something that's really cleaned up. Was that a real focus of yours in that community break?
Yeah, I ended up, because last year my kicking was a lot better than it was at the start of this season. So I went back and kind of changed my ball drop, changed a bit of things about my kicking, and it's slowly getting better. So.
Yeah. How have you assessed that? What were those things you changed? Is it just the ball drop?
Yeah, just kind of. I noticed I was kicking around the corner a bit, in games, and I kind of tried to, just not kick around the corner, just kick straight.
Yeah.
And then also, I used to have a bit of a high ball drop, so I kind of lowered it a bit, which definitely helped it.
How much confidence do you have in the kicking now to pull off that more difficult, whether it be the 45 kick or the inside kick?
Yeah, heaps more, especially since the start of the season.
Yeah. Tell us about your brother. You obviously saw what he went through last year. He pretty similar journey to you, obviously Eastern winger, big metro. How much did you gain from seeing him go through it a year before you?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Having an older brother go through the same process. Unfortunately, he was unlucky not to get the result he wanted, but it definitely helped with just kind of the pressure, I guess. Like teaching me, just have fun and kind of don't put it all on myself. Just kind of don't take it for granted, because I only get this opportunity once. So just kind of make the most of it, I guess. So.
What's been the mindset for you this year? Because like you say, you obviously had that really strong season last year, and you can sometimes put pressure on yourself when that does happen, but you seem to have obviously gone from strength to strength generally this year.
Yeah, no, one of the main things I come with this year was just kind of playing my role, because obviously I was playing on the wing, and it's a big role position, so that was probably one of the main things that I wanted to work on coming with this, is holding my width and stuff like that. But then also taking the game on, playing like I want to make it, and do everything I can to make it. So
playing as that winger, tell us about the experience you've got there. Is it something from a local point of view of your career winger? Because you certainly play like
ever since in the juniors I played in the inside mid and then a bit of full forward. But ever since I started at Eastern Rangers, I put me on a wing and it worked. So here I am today.
Yeah, and you've obviously got a few more weeks of the season to go. Obviously, you want to go as deep as possible. From a personal point of view, is there anything specific you've got in mind?
Just obviously, hopefully win the premiership. That'd be great with all the boys. But I guess, take it one step at a time, one game at a time. Trying to hopefully win in that wild card round, and I think it's next week maybe.
Yeah.
Because obviously we didn't win it last year, so I think that's probably the main first step we got to get past, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. No, very good.